I'm Ryan Green.
And I'm Zach Taylor.
And together we are
Commander Social.
And this week it is time to take a look over the past year, right?
Yeah, we're gonna 2019.
We're gonna do a year in review show here about our show. So we just want to wish everyone out there in audience land a wonderful, happy New Year and prosperous one as well.
Yep.
This is coming out on New Year's Eve, so hopefully you're celebrating with friends and family and just having an awesome time.
Yep. Hopefully you had a good Christmas holiday season, and you're just chilling.
Indeed. And, this is the time of year where folks like to sit back and reflect on how the past year's gone. And we're going to do the same here. So join us along for the ride and hopefully you enjoy it. And definitely let us know either way. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please remember to hit the like button,
the subscribe button,
and the bell for ringing in the new year notifications. All right.
Wow.
I did it, Zach. I got
you
there.
You did. Pretty good. I thought that was Michael Bublé for a second.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And I'm feeling good.
Is that Michael Bublé song?
I believe so.
Okay,
I
cool.
might have gotten some of the words wrong. Okay.
I feel fine or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, like I said, who knows?
So, but thanks,
yeah,
audience.
Go for it. Yeah,
we definitely appreciate everyone's watching and listening. Now and over the course of the year, like we really appreciate it. It means a lot to us that you would take that time out of your day or your week to listen to us, and we just want to thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You are the reason for the season. So thank you so much. Okay. So let's hit that Patreon business. Yeah.
Yep. So special thanks to all of our patrons. Thank you so much. Again, you guys definitely make the show possible in a very real and tangible way. And we appreciate it more than we can really express with words. We've been real pleased with, we feel real lucky really that
I'd go so far as to say grateful.
Yes, that too.
No, seriously, the support is just insane.
Tremendous.
And helping us make this week in and week out, and supporting us not just with your funds, but also with your words and encouragement and feedback.
Absolutely.
It is, the greatest thing that we could ever get. So thank you so much.
And if you want to join, it's at patreon.com/commandersocial.
And we got to give a shout out to our patron of the week, Bear Maulings. Thank you so much, Bear. You are a fantastic member of the Discord.
Yep.
And you interact with us all the time. And we
shows up when we stream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. We just really appreciate you so much. And your help has been tremendous. And you are an awesome patron. So thanks you very much. Okay, and
so you're talking about the contest?
Yeah, for all the other patrons, including Bear, we've got a contest running for December, and by the time you're seeing this, there's just a sliver of an opportunity. This is going to come out on the 31st.
So you have until midnight.
Yeah. When the ball drops, it's going to be too late to enter the contest.
Correct.
So any tier patron is eligible to win a Throne of Eldraine bundle. For the month of December. So that's our Patreon contest.
That's pretty good. 10 packs of Throne of Eldraine and some other cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on into the Twitter contest, and thanks for all the tweetsters out there.
Yep. The Twitter contest is for a Throne of Eldraine promo pack,
which I just happen to have sitting right here.
Yep.
In the new year, this could be, yours.
Could be anything.
Yeah. It's got the little Planeswalker stamp on there. Pretty awesome.
It's Schrodinger's Golden Goose.
yeah, there you go. It could be.
Yeah.
or Schrodinger's Cauldron Familiar.
Yeah. Or, Great Henge. But, if you want to get us at Twitter, I'm at Z4CK38.
And I'm at Green Geek.
And together we're at Commander Social. So, we're always there to hit us up. Except for this weekend, because we're seeing Son of Skywalker, or The Rise of Skywalker, and we're on Twitter.
Blackout, yeah.
Yeah, Blackout, basically.
And also, for folks watching and listening, that happened already. That is from the past.
Yes.
We're currently on Blackout right now.
Yeah, right now we're on Blackout. When you see this, we'll be back.
And we'll have already seen the movie, so if you send us spoilers, that's okay.
Don't send spoilers. Oh yeah, you can slip into our DMs and send us spoilers.
Yeah, or just talk about it. That'd be fine.
Well, maybe by the time people see this, other people haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I was saying yes, only direct messages.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sure. I laughed at the way that went. Okay,
Okay.
So we should also say huge thank you to Channel Fireball.
Yep.
They are hosting Magic Fest Austin, and it is happening January 10th through the 12th, and we will be guests of Channel Fireball. So we're super excited for that. And if you are going to be at Magic Fest Austin, hit us up. Let us know.
Yeah,
right. We would love to like have a list of people that want to get games in ahead of time. That'd be great. Or even if you just want to come by and say hi. We love talking and interacting with the fans.
Yep.
So
I mean, we will be there. I will probably be wearing this hat, and we'll be in the command zone.
Indeed. Yeah, that's definitely where we're going to be. Speaking of the command zone, if you want to pass to that, it's $80 for 3 days. And it's a pretty good deal because it comes with a foil soul ring.
Oh yeah, us Commander players love our foils.
Yeah, we call it a foil soul brilling.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, all right. So Zach, what's been going on in your personal life, man?
Not much, just the usual stuff. Been playing some Pokemon. I think did I talk about that last week? I don't remember.
I think we might have mentioned it. Yeah. Tis the season to catch them all.
Right. Like I'm definitely like 50 something hours in now, and so Ryan and I discovered the link battle feature where you can battle someone else, and so it was going pretty well. Like we did one and I won. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat Ryan at something. I was like, yeah, and then we played again and I won again. I was like, oh yeah, this is happening.
Oh yeah, no, you had my number those first 2 games. Yeah.
And then
to be clear for all the folks out there in audience land, neither one of us knows what we're doing at all.
No. Like I definitely like looked at some streamers and Twitch streamers talking about their Pokemon teams and stuff, and I was like, this is how non-Magic players feel when we
talk.
Yeah, when we talk, right? I was just like, what are they? These are words, but they don't mean anything to me. But obviously, in playing Ryan, the tides have started to turn. I think our current record is 3-6. No, it's 4-6.
Yeah. So I've won 6 matches and you've won 4.
Yeah.
To be clear, and we won't go super deep here, but neither one of us has like built a competitive team yet. You can actually do like free rentals of teams.
Word.
So you can rent the in-game teams that are there. And you can also like get codes from streamers and stuff.
Yep.
And you can get their team. So
it's a lot of fun. So we
haven't like built any teams.
Yeah, exactly. But here's a little bit of footage of Ryan and I battling each other. So what's been going on with you, Ryan?
All right. Well, it's time for your hashtag MTG Dad moment. And this one's a fun one. So both of my kids are now free range kids around the dinner table. They started like in like little booster seats with like a strap, you know, and then Mal moved over to the tower, which is like a stand-up thing that he can get in and eat at. And now he wants to sit in a big boy chair, and it's pretty cute because he can barely see over the table.
Yeah, and the table it's definitely kind of like this, I would say. He's like,
but essentially what happens is now they both like to get down and like run around and do stuff. It's not about eating, it's about playing. Yeah. Right. And because it is in the danger zone, right? But I've noticed this certain proclivity of Mal, which is like if Veronica gets down, he'll get down and go over to where she sits and like scope out her food, like in full grifter mode, right?
Seriously?
Yeah, like food grifter.
You do that tonight? I didn't notice that.
He does most nights. And
that's funny.
The other Kelly told me a story. They were over at my in-laws' house today, and
Kelly's parents.
Yeah, every time Veronica would like turn away, Mal would steal one of her peanut butter crackers and eat it. And at the very end, like when there was one left, she's like, "Hey, that's mine!" Like she finally noticed like the final one.
Nice.
And Mal likes his food. Is really what I'm getting at. But yeah, it's just a fun time. The kids are very jubilant. They're running around, touching things with their hands that are covered in peanut butter. It's joyful. So. That's your hashtag MTG Dad moment for this week. And that's going to move us right on into a thing we do every episode, which is to thank one Mr. Mike Condon.
Mike, thanks for being there. Thanks for being a friend. Thanks for the audio editing. Thanks for the guitar playing.
And, since it is New Year's Eve.
Yep. Thanks for those black-eyed peas.
Yeah, Mike gave us that boom, boom, pow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that is going to move us right on into a segment we like to call
Commander Rules.
So on Commander Rules, we like to take a deep dive into the comprehensive rules of Magic the Gathering. And I've got like a sort of thematic one. Since this is the last day of the year, I figured we'd talk about the cleanup step.
Word.
Right?
Word.
So, kind of bring it all together. So we're going to talk about 514.1 through 514.3a. Okay, so here you go. The first ones are pretty self-explanatory. But first, if the active player's hand contains more cards than their maximum hand size, normally 7, they discard enough cards to reduce their hand size to that number. This turn-based action, which we've talked about in the past in Commander Rules,
we have,
doesn't use the stack.
Okay.
514.2. Second, the following actions happen simultaneously. All damage marked on permanents, including phased out permanents, is removed, and all until end of turn, and this turn effects end. This turn-based action doesn't use the stack.
Okay.
We're good so far?
Yep.
Okay. 514.3. Normally, no player receives priority during the cleanup step. So, no spells can be cast and no abilities can be activated. However, this rule is subject to the following exception. Because it is not a rule unless there's an exception.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. 514.3a. At this point, the game checks to see if any state-based actions would be performed and or any triggered abilities are waiting to be put on the stack, including those that trigger at the beginning of the next cleanup step. So, if so, those state-based actions are performed, then those triggered abilities are put on the stack, then the active player gets priority. And you know what that means. If somebody's got priority...
Time to cast some stuff.
Yeah, okay. So players may cast spells and activate abilities. Once the stack is empty and all players pass in succession, another cleanup step begins.
Interesting. That's not what I thought the cleanup step was.
Well, what did you think it was?
I thought that was where we like roll up our mats and pick up our cards and put them in our deck boxes.
Yeah. Tidy up, sweep, sweep
exactly.
the floor,
bat
the rugs.
That's what I thought the cleanup step was. But this makes way more sense in the context of Magic, I think.
So what do you think?
But that's pretty interesting. Like, I think it's interesting that it's like, okay, well, some priority happens. Clean up. Let's do it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found that interesting because that like hardly ever happens. Like you don't see it very often. And even if you do like in a paper game, it like we kind of just breeze past that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like we definitely shortcut that.
Yeah. There's so many things we shortcut.
Oh yeah. So audience out there, what did you think? Did you know that there could be an additional cleanup step? Was this interesting? We hope it was.
Yep.
So that will do it for Commander Rules. All right, it's time for your main topic.
Yep.
2019 in review, Commander Social Style.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been an amazing year for Commander.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this year has been like the best year for Commander yet. Yeah. And 2020 looks like it's shaping up to be even bigger, better, and more crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
I am too. Like there's a lot of cool stuff on the horizon.
And it's been an awesome year for us, the Commander Social team, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, I think a lot of it's due to our listeners.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Who have enabled, everything we're about to talk about. Like we just can't say it enough. I think without you guys, we wouldn't do this. We couldn't do it. So, again, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like one big, like, thank you out there to everyone. So that's kind of the whole theme here. So absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like all the things that we list are because of you guys. And it's just amazing.
Okay. So June 11th, 2019, we launched Commander Social. That was the very first episode.
Yep.
And it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think it was a good one. I enjoyed it. Also on that day, I guest hosted on Commander's Brew with Sean.
Yeah.
Yep. And I talked about my Tatiova Secret Infect deck, and
no longer a secret.
Nope. Everyone knows it. It's definitely all over the internet. And
Extra, read all about it. Zach's Tatiova deck does infect.
I mean, I should just write infect across my Tatiova.
Yeah, there you go. Just like in a big stamp. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like approved. Infect. Oh, that'd be sweet.
That would be good. So that was a lot of fun. We did that deck tech, and Sean's a great guy. And he was real fun to work with. So what happened next?
Okay, so we're gonna ride forward into July 3rd, and this was such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Josh over at the Command Zone, which I guess also Ashlyn Rose helped like set it all up behind the scenes.
Yep.
I know she contacted us.
Yep, she did.
And we got to participate in the Commander 2019 Summit.
Yep,
and that was awesome.
it was. It was cool. They like they're in their YouTube like thumbnail.
Yep.
It showed our little logo, our little mascot, which was awesome.
Yep. Yeah. I honestly like that. Just being a part of that was so amazing.
It was like there were so many other cool content creators, and it was so awesome that they like thought of us to invite us to hear our opinions, and I think that was great.
Yeah, no, and honestly, if you have not seen actually it's 2 episodes. It's like 275 and 277. We'll put some links in the show notes.
Yep.
But you should definitely go check them out because there's a whole bunch of Commander content creators in there giving you some really excellent stuff. And even if it's like like a little bit older now, it's still like
it's still fun to watch.
It's still great to watch.
Yeah.
And these are ones you should watch, not just listen to, because like all of them had video content, right?
They did. Much like you should watch our videos if you're listening. There's so many. There's a whole layer you're missing. Yeah,
a little bit earlier I pointed to Zach's hat, and if you're just listening, you did not know that happened.
It's true. I mean, now you do. Now you do. But so I think the next thing that happened was July 5th and 6th. We were invited by the mothership.
Shout out to the mothership.
Yep, to help them at their booth at RTX in Austin. Yep. So that was really cool. That's kind of convention that Rooster Teeth puts on, and Rooster Teeth was started in San Marcos, like about 45 minutes to an hour from here. Some dudes I actually knew a couple of them, it's crazy, but they have this convention, and I heard like 20,000 people came through there or something ridiculous like that.
It was a large space, and there were a lot of folks there, and it was really cool.
It was great. They put on a really good convention, and we were there to we played some games of Commander, and we helped run some 2020 or M20 pre-releases. So.
Yeah, and actually that was like the first time we got to like give away our business cards, right?
Yeah,
like we had business cards for the show
did.
made, and we got to put them in with the swag bags.
Yep.
So that was really awesome, and it was just it was kind of like a plan coming to fruition, right?
It was like our coming out party. A little bit.
It was kind of like behind the scenes and like just it's official now. Like we can hand somebody a physical object that like represents the show.
Right. It had the logo on it and everything, and it was awesome. So, Ryan, why don't you tell them about what happened on June 9th?
You mean July 9th? And that is an auspicious day in history. That is when we launched our Patreon.
Yep.
And man, that was crazy.
It was.
We did so much like talking and discussing behind the scenes.
We did. Like we wanted to make it the tiers be things that you guys, our listeners and viewers would want. And want to be a part of, and
we must have had like 6 weeks of deliberation on this.
Oh yeah, we did. We really did. So many conversations. Just us standing around in Mike's garage.
We were like, can we get everyone an elephant? Like, is that a tier?
Right,
can that be a tier? I don't know.
Is it like can we give a tier where everyone just gets a Black Lotus? We decided we couldn't do that. Sorry. I mean, if you want to join at the, was it like $400,000 tier, we can get you a Black Lotus or a house.
Yeah, there you go. But that was just, it was launching the Patreon was a big deal because it had been in the works for so long.
Yeah, it really had.
And, the support and the outpouring of interaction with all of the...
It was overwhelming.
It was crazy. Like, I actually went back and read the first post, and like, we had like way more people during that first month than we thought were gonna happen.
For sure. I was like, we'll get like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, that was what I thought.
Yeah, same. I never thought we'd get past those 1 or 2 people either.
It was like 14 or something. It was a lot. I can't go back in the history and look, but and a lot of those folks are actually still patrons to this day, which is amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah, and thank you guys so much. It's awesome. So this is where we kind of interact with you folks out there. You know, we're looking at maybe making some changes in the new year, as one is wont to do. And a
theme of our show is constant improvement, right?
Absolutely.
Like we want to strive to get better.
Yep.
And we also want to deliver what people out there want.
For sure.
Right? Like that is our goal.
Yep.
So with that in mind, go ahead.
We're looking at possibly restructuring some patron tiers, maybe offering some different things, items, but let us know what you want. I was thinking about, maybe like, do you want hats, or do you want like shirts, or do you want like gloves?
Light up keychains. The world is your oyster, right?
I mean, signed headshots of me and Ryan. I mean, you can literally ask for anything, and we are obligated to deliver none of it. But
that's fair.
You can certainly ask.
Yeah. So actually, I guess I would say also this, obviously patrons will see this, but
yeah.
Folks on Twitter, even if you're not a patron, like what are some things that you would be interested in seeing?
Yeah, for sure.
And that doesn't obligate you to become a patron.
Absolutely
either.
not. It's
just a free flow of discussion, of information.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just we want to better serve the folks out there. So
absolutely. Like basically these things are our way of thanking our patrons, and we want to thank you with things that you want, not just random stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I definitely like in those discussions, those early days discussions before we launch it, we're like, well, what would we want?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like we discussed like all kinds of stuff, like personalized voice messages, like for like ringtones and stuff. Like, yeah, we thought about all that. Yep. So, but where we landed, I think has done pretty well. But
I think so.
But there's always room for improvement, and I think that's what we're aiming for.
Absolutely. All right, so that brings us to July 29th, 2019, where I was lucky enough to appear on Cult of Film with Dana Roach from CMDR Central, and a show hosted by John Dunning to discuss the film 500 Days of Summer. I'd become friends with John on Twitter from watching one of his other podcasts on films, the one that he does with Jason Alt.
Yeah, he makes awesome stuff.
Yeah, like he puts out so much stuff, and it's awesome. And I was lucky enough to get to discuss that film with Dana and John, and we had a lot of the same views about it, and it was a really good time. Like, film is probably my third biggest love to Magic. I think Star Wars is maybe my second one.
I mean, does Star Wars count as film?
That's true. Porque no los dos?
Yeah, I think so. We should throw in here that John's Twitter handle is @OrzhovDunn. Right?
Yep.
Just in case the folks out there don't know, that's how you can find him.
Yeah, and his YouTube is youtube.com/theysaidwesaid. Mm-hmm. So check out his stuff. I know he has a podcast called, or it's more of like, it's a video thing too, but it's also a podcast. It's a lot like us, called 10th Street Hooligans. And I know they're doing some new stuff in the new year, and you should definitely check them out. Like, good people.
Yeah, I can't say enough great stuff about them.
Yeah. So, this was kind of the beginning of them welcoming me into that group a little bit. And it was a really good time. So, the link will be in the show notes if you want to check it out. But Ryan, what came next?
All right. Well, let's fast forward to August 22nd, 2019. And that was Magic Fest Las Vegas.
What?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Man, that was a trip.
Yeah, so much.
Like, that was a trip, and it was a trip, seriously, it was so amazing. And we've got a couple of points here that we want to highlight. I think the biggest one that we should mention is the rotisserie draft.
Absolutely.
There's a couple episodes about that in our backlog, which will probably be linked here in the show notes. But you should go check it out if you want to see that. But basically, we did a rotisserie draft on Twitter, and we had some wonderful folks help us, and it was all for charity for Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, and we raised $1,740. Like,
whoa,
that's insane! And
and
I want to give a huge shout out to all the folks that helped us. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
We had Dana from CMDR Central.
Yep.
Right. We had Max also, right? Both of them.
Yep.
And all these folks actually participated in the draft and
helped raise money and played. Yeah.
And raised money. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Ryan from CCO Podcast, and we had Brando also from CCO Podcast. We should do a quick shout out for Commander Ad Populum as well.
Yep.
It was Ryan's of the show, which we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yep.
And then
foreshadowing.
Ooh. We're professionals.
Yeah. We had Danny K
Yep.
Good old Dan K showed up, and we finally got with him.
Yeah,
and
Dan
then,
Krause, yep.
Yep, and then Joe Hoffman was there and did that, and they definitely helped with the raising money as well, and that part just blew my mind. Like I thought we would get like $500 or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
I think we put the goal at like a lofty 1,000. We're like, we're not going to get there.
We'll never get there.
But,
$750 at the most.
Yeah, and then like we completely surpassed it, and I just want to give a huge thank you to all the folks out there. If you're watching this or listening to this and you donated, thank you so much. Like this is a really big deal.
It is.
So one of the things that our show is kind of predicated on, and we've talked about a lot behind the scenes. I don't know if we've necessarily mentioned it, but we're big on helping out communities, right? And charity is a big deal for us.
Yes.
And to be able to do that and raise those funds and help those kids, it means the world to me. Like seriously.
Absolutely. Me too. Like that was one of the things that really got me on board with it was that was what I wanted to do too, was to use this time, to help other people. And we really got there with the rotisserie. Yeah,
I mean, it surpassed my wildest expectations. Same. And I think the plan is we're going to do it again this year, coming up in 2020, and maybe a little bigger and maybe a little better.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely been some plotting on Twitter in the past week.
that is true. Shout out to Joe for that one.
Yep.
Okay, so what else happened in Vegas?
It was the first ever Command Zone.
What a big deal!
I know, right? Like for the previous like parts of 2019, people had been giving Channel Fireball feedback on what they wanted. They wanted a place to play Commander. They wanted a place where that was reserved for that. And I didn't think it was ever going to happen like in a super big way. I mean, I thought there would be a space, but we on the way to as we were getting on the plane to go to Vegas, I think Dan sent me a picture of the Command Zone, and I was like, this is as big as like the main event area.
Or bigger.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was like hundreds and hundreds of tables.
It was insane. Like it was so great. Like Channel Fireball like definitely knocked it out of the park. Thanks to them, for listening to the community. I think that's amazing.
That's a huge deal. And honestly, like it felt like home when we were there.
Exactly.
And like the Command Zone area, like it had judges in there to answer questions.
Yep.
It was like arranged from casual to competitive. We've talked about that on the show before.
Yep.
But it was like seeing that come to reality and fruition was insane.
Yeah. And there were so many people playing too. Like seeing that many people play, I was just like, wow, like Commander has arrived.
Yeah. And then, like later on in the year, like, Command Fests happen, right? Like events solely for Commander. And apparently those are doing really, really well and selling out. So, I mean, 2019 really was an amazing year for Commander.
Absolutely. Not just on paper, but in real life. So, another thing that happened that was real cool was the Commander Party, where we each got a Commander 2019 deck to play within the party area. They had beverages for us. They had snacks, and that again was just a room packed full of people playing Commander, and it was insane.
The line to get in there, like when it started, like we saw pictures of it because we weren't there right on time.
We showed up late, and we still had to stand in line for a while.
It was kind of nuts.
Yeah,
it really was. Like what it is it shows that our community out there is like
engaged.
Yeah, and everybody like wants to have these experiences and meet their fellow Commander players and sit down to a game and meet new people and make new friends. And honestly, I really couldn't have asked for anything more from Las Vegas. It was just insane.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next milestone in Commander Social for 2019 was our 1,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah.
That happened, and that was a big deal.
It is.
And I mean, it still is.
Yep.
Right? And it's growing, and the support from all the folks out there truly is amazing. And so we decided to celebrate that we would do an episode, like 1,000 followers Q&A. And this was kind of our very first mailbag episode.
Yeah, and it was awesome. We got some, and again, we got a lot of feedback from patrons and Twitter alike, and it was awesome that we had all these questions come in. Like it was a lot of fun answering them. Like I look forward to doing another one.
Yeah, I mean, it really was kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd ever do that.
No.
Like, you know,
I didn't think anyone would ever care enough to be like, hey, Zach and Ryan, what do you guys think about this?
yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. It made me feel special.
It still continues to this day. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that anyone would watch or listen makes me feel special, honestly.
Definitely.
On a daily basis.
Okay. So next thing in September was on September 4th. And we had Joe Hoffman at Ginger J0 capital E and Dan Kraus at DP Kraus JR on our show.
Yep.
And we recorded it live from Las Vegas.
Yep. We sat at a table and we recorded it, and it was amazing. Like, those guys are awesome, and I think that episode was a lot of fun.
Oh man, it was. So, you know, probably our Mike probably had a little bit of
it wasn't Mike's favorite episode, probably.
You know, there was definitely some audio stuff. Like we had mics, like we had two microphones, and like one, it was positioned in between both people. Yeah. And like we were facing each other, and yeah, it was like a very freeform episode.
It was.
And we were really just kind of like recapping the weekend. But it was really cool to do a remote show like that.
Yeah.
It was like a big deal. We'd never done it.
Yeah, we'd never done that before, and it was cool to learn that we could do it and to see it come out so well. And I think a lot of that thanks goes to Mike as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we'll thank you again this episode, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman and a scholar.
But yeah, I mean, like, and also just like two awesome guys coming on the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, we definitely, you know, we're going to ask for feedback later on in this show. But I think, you know, I want to have more people come on. I think that's definitely one of our goals for 2020. So.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So that, I mean, September was a crazy good month, right?
Yep.
And
it's like some other stuff happened
in
September for you.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so we did mention this earlier or foreshadow it. On September 4th, I was a guest on CCO Ryan's you know, Commander Ad Populum show. And it was like Two MTG Dads was the title of the show. There's a link in the show notes.
Yep.
If you haven't checked it out, you should absolutely go check it out. It's a really like socially conscious show. And it was fun to go on there and just like talk about like being a nerd and life experiences and, you know, like how that's going to transition down into our kids. Right. And, you know, there was some magic talk in there. There was. But it was really more about like the nerd, you know, dad culture thing. Right. And I don't know. I felt like really lucky to be invited. And, you know, just huge shout out to that show. And you should definitely check out that show and also Commander Cookout because they make awesome stuff.
They do. Yep.
Okay. There's more in September.
There's more. So I mentioned my friendship with John Dunning and his crew, and they do a kind of a debate show where they have 3 people on, and it's like a magic based topic,
and it destroys all creatures and cannot be countered.
Absolutely, every time. It's that 2 white mana. It makes it so hard to cast sometimes in that Esper deck. But anyway. I was on there. It was hosted by...
we should actually say the name. It was Supreme Verdict.
Oh, did I not say Supreme Verdict? I thought I did.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't remember.
We'll check it in post.
But you know what? It's worth saying twice, even if you didn't.
For sure. Like, you know, so it was hosted by John Dunning, who we mentioned before, and Pixie Kitten, who is at PKP_magic on Twitter. She's a great streamer, fun to watch. She puts out some hilarious videos. Like some of her videos have been real good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the PKP stands for Pixie Kitten Plays, right? So
yes,
that's the way to remember that. Yeah.
Yep. So they were the judges, and then I was on there with Cody Smith, who does the Merfolk podcast, which is at FishcastMTG, and I was also with Cat Light, who's a really good Magic player, and she's at Hellcat MTG, capital H, capital K, capital MTG.
Turns out a pretty good debater as well.
Yeah, it turns out. So, you know, we were talking about some Throne of Eldraine stuff. I was totally out of my element, but I was like, sure, let's do this. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. And Catlight won that episode. And then she went on against Jason Alt. And who was the third person? I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
We'll check the video. But she ended up winning the whole season. Like she beat.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
No, she
not
was,
not after watching the episode.
Oh, man.
that you were on with
I
her.
mean, she went through the throat on me. She was like, Zach doesn't know anything, and I was like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But
Zach Snow, you know nothing. But the link is in the show notes here if you want to go check that out. And I definitely encourage you to do so.
Yep.
All right. So now we're going to move on to October 24th. That's the next milestone. We're getting closer towards the end of the year here. And this was our first ever Twitch stream.
Yep.
Right. And a huge shout out to our patrons here. Not only did you help us have the funds to purchase the equipment needed to do that.
Yep.
But when we streamed,
you showed up.
You came out and it was amazing.
It's great. And people keep coming out when we stream, and it's awesome. Like I expected it to be me and Ryan playing Magic, talking smack back and forth. Maybe a person pop in, pop out, not say anything. But so many people showed up, and it was amazing. I had a lot of fun. I think Ryan had some fun.
Yeah, I do know that I want to stream more. It's so much fun. And just huge shout out to everybody out there that made this possible, and also just shows up because it's so much fun. It's just another way to interact with people, and I just feel lucky that we get to do that.
Yep. So this next one is kind of a little bit about, well, it is both of us. It's not a little bit, it's all of both of us. We both appeared on CMDR Central with Dana and Max. We mentioned them before.
And Chris, yep.
Oh, and Chris was there too. That's right.
Mm-hmm. This was prior to the foot injury as well.
Yeah.
Chris, we do hope you are recovering very well. So, at Wise Squishy One, if you want to send him some well wishes.
Yeah, do that. He's an awesome dude. But yeah, what do we talk about, Ryan?
We talked about pet decks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode to record. And the thing is, like, we met them in Vegas.
We did, yeah.
And just two truly awesome human beings, and getting to, like, when we sat down to record with them, like, I mean, we weren't, it was remote.
It was remote.
Right? We sat down to record remotely with them, if you will. And it was comfort right away.
Yeah, exactly. There was no weird awkwardness or having to get to know each other, period. It was just like, boom, we got on, we had the chemistry, we did it, and it was awesome. They're super pros at this. We're a little less so. And
we're mediocre pros.
Yeah, we're almost pro. We're semi-pro. Yeah, semi-pro.
All right.
But no, like they're great guys, and that episode was a real joy to record and to go back and listen to. So
and to sound like a broken record, the link is in the show notes. You should definitely check it out. It was really fun to record, and I think a good listen.
Yeah, I thought so too. So Ryan, what happened in November?
All right. Well, in November, we participated in a fundraising thing again. We talked about charity earlier, and it's for Movember, and we both grew mustaches, and we did some walking to raise money for men's health, and we raised a little over $400, $420, and
it's pretty good.
Thank you out there to everyone who donated.
Absolutely,
this was a big deal, right?
Yep.
And again, it just goes to show, like, folks out there are generous.
And this community is amazing.
Yeah, and we are so lucky to be a part of it, and lucky to have the folks just listening in their ears right now.
Yeah, I agree. And like what's awesome, and what I feel like has been proven over and over again is we talked about one of the tenets of our show is we want to help people, and I think a lot of the community feels the exact same way, and they prove it when we do something like this and we get these donations.
Yeah, they show up and they put their money where their mouth is, right?
Yeah, literally. For sure.
Yeah. They put their money where our mouths were.
Right.
All right. For the folks listening, you missed some finger mustaches. I'm just saying.
I mean, I have a real mustache still too.
Yeah, but
but I put my finger in front of it.
All right. So we're getting into to full gear here. We're almost done with the year, and I'll let you take this next one.
All right, this next one was pretty awesome. On December 15th, we teamed up with Exotic MTG as part of their 31 Days of Christmas giveaway. We joined 30 other
content creators,
who were each giving away something each day, and we gave away a gift edition Throne of Eldraine bundle, which was real awesome. And we were thankful that we could give back to the community there. Like we love giving things away, and you know, I felt like it was just nice to be part of that for the time of the year that's meant for giving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was fun. We got to like do like a little like side video, which we don't do enough of those, I think, or maybe we could do some more of those. But you can go check it out on the YouTube channel.
Yep. There's a link.
Yeah. And you can see the video. It's only like 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. There's like a couple of gags in there. It's fun.
We're in Santa hats.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I don't know. Actually, I want to give you a huge kudos there, Zach, because like the visual presentation of that like little clip was fantastic.
Thanks,
you did
man.
such a good job on that.
I appreciate it.
And I just, you know, this is the thank you episode, and I'm saying thank you to you. So
thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Okay, so up next, what do you got here?
All right, I guess it's me again, huh?
Yep.
So on December 16th, I had a guest appearance on CMDR Central. Chris was out because of his foot injury, and we talked about Mark Rosewater's head-to-head Commander, like top 16 things.
Yep.
I can remember 16 or 18. You know, so it's like kind of like a Final Four.
It was a bracket. Yeah.
So we talked about that, and again, those guys, you know, I sat down to record in my home and they in theirs, and it just clicked, right? You know, there's no weird awkwardness. We gotta get to, you know, and then we had a good conversation afterwards, and you know, I felt like it was a pretty good episode. You know, hopefully
I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it. Yeah, I did.
Thanks.
I absolutely did. Yeah, there was great discussion, and yeah, I really couldn't say anymore. Again, there is the link in the show notes.
Yep.
I cut you off. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, man, like it's just so cool to like. This is a little behind the scenes peek here, but like, or behind the curtains, right? Like, which is
behind the green screen.
Yeah, behind the green screen. Just seeing you go on other shows and getting to like consume it as like a fan is a truly wonderful experience that like everyone out there gets to do all the time. But less so for me, right? Like,
right.
Because, you know, I'm here with you when
Usually,
we're doing
yeah.
it. Yeah. So like getting to just see you out there in your element. I don't know. It's wonderful. And I think you did a supremely good job. And so did they.
Yeah. That's how I felt your Commander Ad Populum episode, you know, talking about like, it's really interesting to get behind the minds of two like dads. Cause I don't have any children, you know, and think about that, you know, the things that we did as kids that were a little less accepted now or then are cool now. And, you know, our kids get to be a part of that. And I think that's awesome.
All right. Okay. So, So that's pretty much all of the big big things here.
Keystone moments.
Yeah. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there because, you know, you made this possible.
Absolutely.
So here we just wanted to talk about like maybe take a quick 2 minutes here to talk about like our favorite 3 episodes from the year.
Yeah.
And there's links here in the show notes as well. But just, you know, if you're new to listening to Commander Social and you want to check out some of our past catalogs, we thought maybe we'd break it down to like maybe some of the better or more influential episodes, I guess, or I mean, influential is not the right word.
Yeah. Like episodes that we really enjoyed making the most and that we feel like really are worth going back to listen to.
And maybe like could support the community in ways. I think that's kind of the idea, right?
Absolutely. So, you know, our first one was the top 10 skills for Commander, which, you know, that list, as Ryan wants it, the Ryan short list was like 50 things. and
you're not wrong.
and my short list was one thing: read. And you know,
read them cards.
But that was a great episode.
Yeah, that was episode number 8.
Yep.
And
link in the show notes.
The next one we want to talk about here is episode 17, and it's called New to Commander.
Yeah.
And this was one where it was an experiment, and I'm still, you know, I don't know how it turned out. I'm proud of it. I think we did a good job.
Yeah, let us know.
But
there's a link in the show notes.
Yeah, but the idea is this was kind of like an episode that tried to take away all of the assumptions we make in an episode, because some of you out there listening and watching might go, well, you know, they use these words that I don't understand, or they talk about these theories or these acronyms or these concepts, and I'm really fresh and new to Commander, and even maybe pretty new to Magic. And so the idea for that show was, let's make something consumable for the brand new player, that could be kind of like you know, a stepping stone into becoming a Commander player and joining this wonderful, amazing community. And so that was like because like that's the thing that we could do, right? Like make the community bigger, make the community better.
Absolutely.
Bring more people. Like that's like what we want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. More awesome people. And the way you pitched it to me was, let's make an episode that, say you have a friend who wants to get into Commander, you know, you can say, hey, check out this episode, or hey, let's watch this video together, and, you know, get to understand more about Commander and see if, you know, people would join the community. And I think that was awesome. This next one, sorry to put you up twice, but this was your baby, and I think it was a great idea, like a really good one.
This was The Stable. Giddy up, yeehaw! That's a horse joke.
Oh, is that a horse in a hospital?
But anyway, this is about having a stable of decks that you know, like anywhere 5 to 10 that are like the ones that you constantly go back and reevaluate and update and keep current and keep fresh. And kind of that whole concept. So, and that's when it feels like it's resonated with the community a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen a few people, you know, actually make their own stables. I've looked at some spreadsheets. Love them spreadsheets.
Do you like a spreadsheet?
That's another thing about 2019. It's the year of the spreadsheet.
Nice. I mean, there were quite a few involved. From the rotisserie all the way down.
Man, so many. There's so many spreadsheets. But you know, I see people put these links to their stables in their Twitter profiles like we have, and to see that's amazing. And then, you know, people ask me, they're like, well, do you have a deck list for this deck you're talking about? And I always send them to the stable because it has a link to the deck, but it also shows the evolution of the deck. And I think that's really interesting. Like, I've seen it in other people's stables, and I think that's cool.
Every time somebody like sends me a stable, I like to just go look at it and like poke around in there and go, oh, okay. You know, it's kind of like a psychological profile of a commander player.
Right.
And I just love that. And also I like data, right? So I love seeing the spreadsheets and like the changes over time and how often it gets updated and all those fun things.
I definitely like to be like, oh snap, that's a good idea. I should do that in mine. I've seen.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, I'll be honest about it. So, you know, it's been a really great year. 2019 has been amazing. I don't think we can say it enough, but it's been amazing because of you folks out there listening and viewing. Like,
absolutely,
you guys enabled this. You know, we need you guys. We need listeners, and we feel so grateful that you would listen or view. You know, that's 45 minutes out of your week. I mean, I don't know about you, Ryan, but my week's pretty busy, and that's a lot of time. You know, that's a commitment, and then to do it week in and week out, it's crazy, and we really appreciate it so much.
Very, very grateful to all the folks out there that just listen and watch.
Yeah,
I really couldn't say it that. We're gonna say it a couple more times too,
for sure.
Okay, so we kind of mentioned this earlier, but we are striving to improve.
Always.
Right? We always want to get better. There's always room for improvement, and this is where you come in, audience. Please let us know what you want to see from us next year.
Yeah,
you know, this could be anything. It could be guests that we could have on the show. It could be topics you want us to discuss. It could be merchandise that you think we should make available.
Shirts you want me to wear.
Yeah, right. Like glasses, color frames for Zach. Like,
yeah. If you want to get me some new glasses next year to wear, I'll do it.
I mean,
I'll do it.
I don't know. So the sky's the limit there. We would really appreciate that feedback because we do want to get better and serve this community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Special thanks to our super patrons. You can check us out at patreon.com/commandersocial and join at the Your Name in Lights tier if you want to be here as well. I mean, I think that's pretty much it, right? Like that's, you know, again, we just can't say it enough. Thank you so much. And, you know, we wanted to actually kind of take this time, like, you know, this is coming out on New Year's Eve and hopefully you are having a wonderful time with your family, hopefully, and your friends. And we just want to wish everybody just a truly happy new year and a prosperous one as well.
Yeah.
And a healthy one. And just everyone out there, just thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we wish you the best.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely love you guys, and we want all the things for you. All of them.
All the things.
All the things. All the good things. So until next time, this is Zach.
This is Ryan
saying,
keep it social.